some problem, I presume. Okay.
No, sir,
The
it's out.
middle one, let us say Sonnet. I am convinced that current will flow through the middle one. Let us say. Okay. Then you choose a direction on it. You choose direction, which direction you want current to flow in it. From top to bottom or bottom to top. Any direction you pick. What
Bottom to
dear?
top. Bottom to
Okay.
top.
From bottom to top, current is flowing from bottom to top. Now current flows from bottom to top, and current over here is due to, if I am to go by your perception, due to all the three cells, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So due to all the three cells, let us say left cell is getting me I1 current, and by symmetry I can say right cell will also get me I1 current, correct? Symmetry?
Okay.
Okay. So the two current I1, and they go from bottom to top, fine. What about the middle one? Middle one is getting me other current which is marked I1 or I prime. Okay? Got it here? Say me yes or no, Sonnet.
Okay.
Middle one is getting another current because we want middle one also to be operational, as you said. So middle one is getting another current, which again is to flow in the same direction. So it is flowing from bottom to top, let's say. Now, cell is complete only if current reverts. Correct, yeah?
Only if current comes back. Yeah.
Which the same current should come back to it. So as far as left and right cells are concerned, we will get that established. Current will get back to them. I did flow and I came. I did flow, I returned. What about the middle one? What about the middle one? If you say that the middle one will also see the current coming back, then for this current, what is the channel of flow? That channel of flow will be either through left or right cell, agree? And if the channel of flow is either through left or right cell, then what is happening to the cell? Left or right, whichever you take. It has got different current entering to it. Current which was milled was I, and current which enter is I1 plus I prime.
Okay. Okay.
So what channel will the current take? That is the predicament over here. Getting it here?
So sir, I prime must be 0 then.
Yes. Got it? Got it here?
Yeah, I got that part.
Okay. Now, after of that, what is the other confusion? Tell me.
After that, they've said
Ah,
potential at B is 0.
potential at B you can take at 0. Then all the parts, every point will be 0 to us. And then you can write potential difference by R will be current.
Oh, so sir, if potential at B is 0, then at E will also, at E it will be 2 volts, right?
At E it will be 2 volts.
It will be 2 volts because there will be no current flowing through the resistor.
Okay, taken. Then
so if at E it's 2 volts, then at the ends of the 4 ohm resistor also will be 2 volts.
See, you want current, correct, dear? Your aim was to get current.
Yeah.
So from this circuit, can't we find current? Why are we going by what is being over here advocated? If you want to take B0, then you take B0 and then you can write for this part VE minus VB. Okay? V is this and this is VB. I'm talking of nodal analysis now. 1 point is 0. So you can write VE minus 0. Is it okay? This is V and this is 0. So VE minus 0. You can write KVL for this segment. Only this segment. You are moving from here to here. And you want to get current in it. Current is I in it. So what will you write? VE minus VC, which is equal to IR, and then from here to here. And that point can be marked, that point can be by KVL realized. So what is your aim over here? To go by VB being 0, right? You want VB to be 0. I just want to know where lies the confusion. Could you please highlight it?
So if we take VB as 0, then we can write VE minus VB is equal to 2 volts, right?
If you take VB as 0, then you get VA as 2. VA as 2, not VE as 2. We are taking this as 0. So this 0, this 0, this 0. They are all 0. Now you go from 0 to this point. When you go from 0 to this point, the increase is of 2 volt. That means VA will be, if VB is 0, then VA is 2. If VB is 0, then VC is 2. Not VE. VE will be governed by VA minus V is equal to IR, I into 4. Got it, dear? VA is 2. VC is 2. You were saying something about VE. Would you please mind coming again?
Okay, I was saying that wrong. So sir, you're saying VE minus VA equals to I into 4.
I into 4. Got it, yeah?
Okay, so but then we'll have 2 variables in I and VE.
VE, 2 variables. So we have the other part. Will come this side as well.
But then the same equation will come from there also.
So how can it be? You are taking this 2 into account as well, na? You want current. What do you want now? What is your aim now?
Current.
You get current in this, correct?
Yeah.
So current in this 2 volt and 2 volt is ought to be 0 only. 2 volt from here, 2 volt from here. So current will be 0 in it.
That is by logic.
By what you want that?
By equation can we get?
By equation.
Yeah.
So by equation you will write VA minus V is equal to IR. So we should know VA is known to us. So V can be calculated. V and I. You mean to say V and I are unknown, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, V and I are unknown. We don't know V, we don't know I. We require one more equation. That we will get by KVL. Here, suppose you got the answer in one stroke, right? Suppose this was 4. Suppose this was 4. Then you were to get the value of V as well. V also could have been an ask.
Then we'll have a different equation if that was 4.
Yes. Here it is so that current is 0. So there is no point going for second equation. Current itself is 0. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, now who else? Tell me, dear.
Sir, I have a doubt. Sir, it's a comprehension question, sir. It's a comprehension question.
Okay.
Sir, I'm reading the comprehension. For a uniformly charged disk of radius r and surface charge density sigma centered at origin and lying on YZ plane, the electric field strength at x, 0 is sigma by twice pi epsilon naught into 1 minus x by root r square plus x square.
Okay.
So that's the comprehension. That is given that. Then the question is the electric field strength on the axis of the cylinder at a point P whose distance from nearer face of the cylinder r is.
You'll find what is charge enclosed in it.
Yes, okay.
You'll find because rho is given to you. Correct me if I'm wrong. Rho is given to you. How is rho varying? Correct?
No, sir. No, rho is not given. That's the next question, sir.
What was? Oh, what equation did you read then? What was that equation for? That function?
No, sir. That is just. So that
no, you said something is varying. Equation was given to you. Huh?
Yes, sir. That is for disk, sir. a disk centered at origin and lying in YZ plane, the electric field at x comma 0.
Just a minute. This is a disk centered at origin, okay? Okay, and lying in
Yes,
which
sir.
plane?
YZ plane.
YZ plane, okay? Carry on.
The electric field strength at x comma 0 is sigma by twice pi epsilon naught into 1 minus x by root r square plus x square. So
X comma 0, right?
yes, sir, yeah.
So just a minute. Where we are talking of X, Y, Z. X will be inside. So X, Y, Z. X will be inside, and inside at x comma 0, you have been given with electric field. And this is centered at origin, correct?
Yes, sir, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the state, and we are going inside of it. X comma 0 field is known to us. Okay, carry on.
So the electric field strength on the axis of the cylinder at a point P whose distance from the nearer face of the cylinder R is.
Cylinder from where did pop?
Sir, I don't know. So the first question has no cylinder. So the first question is consider an annular disk.
You said it's a disk, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And the first question is of annular disk. So that's what I was thinking. How will you solve?
No, there's some problem with the language of the question. Cylinder, from where did cylinder come in picture?
So that's what I
In
was
the
thinking.
entire scheme of affair, they are referring to a disk, correct? Yeah. That this is
Yes,
a
sir.
disk, and you have got at x something, some field value you are reading, correct?
Yes, and point P is not given because so first question this is the second question in the comprehension. The first question is of an annular disk, in which they've given no mention of point P or anything. So the second question they've given a cylinder. So I don't know what to do, sir.
No, I don't know from the entire razzmatazz where from cylinder just suit the bill. I couldn't get it. Anyway, you may share the screen with us if possible.
Yes, sir. Sir, I'll click a photo, sir.
Anyone else? Any questions on it? Other questions?
So from HCV.
Sir,
Tell me. Yeah, yes, please. Pratyush, tell me.
problem in electrostatics of HC Verma.
No problem. Ask, dear.
So actually I cannot share the screen. So
No problem. Tell me the page number.
so page number is 123 and question number 62.
1, 2, 3. 123. Question number 62. 62, what is the problem, dear? 62 is given to you equipotential surfaces, correct?
Yes, sir.
Potential surfaces given to you. What can you say about magnitude and direction of electric field? First thing first, equipotential surface if is given to me, then electric field will be perpendicular to it, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so electric field, I'm going with the first figure, A. Electric field will be perpendicular to it. And after calculating the perpendicular distance, can we calculate the perpendicular distance? Perpendicular distance we can calculate because the separation is of 10, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Perpendicular distance. So perpendicular distance will be how much from here? 10 sine of the angle 30, correct?
Yes, sir.
So 10 sine of the angle 30 will be perpendicular distance. And we know that electric field is constant over here. Why? Because we are having equipotential surface at same interval, correct?
Yes, sir.
So we can write the electric field equation delta V is equal to E dot dr.
Yes. Okay,
Delta V is 10. E we don't know, but we know dot dr. Perpendicular is what you'll get when you find dot dr. Correct, yeah?
Yes, sir.
So basically this is 10 is equal to E multiplied with 10 sine 30. Is okay?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
10 is equal to 10 multiplied with E sine 30. From there you will get the answer. Then the other one. The next
Yes.
one. How will you go about that one? Tell me.
That figure I'm not able to.
This figure, what you have to do, you have to find field again, correct? Direction, of course, is known to you. Direction you know, dear. Direction will be perpendicular. Perpendicular means it will be radially outward, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now you have got the difference as 60-30. So 30. In the first case, you have got difference as it is moving from 60 to 30 to 20. That is what being given to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here, of course, E is varying. E is varying as potential difference cannot be maintained. You are talking of a radially outward directed field. Radially outward directed field. So how will you go about potential difference between any two lines? Take two lines, two curves. Okay. Take two curves. Which two curves you will go with? Want to go with? Tell me.
60-30.
60 and 30. Okay. So 60 and 30 taken. What is the potential difference?
30.
30.
Minus 30.
30 is the potential difference. Correct? Yeah. And potential difference is always written equal to E dot dr.
Yes, sir.
Potential difference is always equal to E dot dr. The only problem over here, E is not constant. And how did we get to know that E will not be constant? Can you tell me, Pratyush, why did I make that statement? In the previous case, there was a reason to this statement cited. And what was the reason to this statement cited? You are talking of parallel lines, equispaced parallel lines. Correct here?
Yes, sir.
There was a reason why did I multiply straight E with perpendicular distance. Here, I cannot do the same. Why? What is prohibiting me from doing the same? What is prohibiting me from doing the same? Here you have got different potential difference between the two curves, right? Yeah. Firstly,
Yes,
they
sir.
are not parallel.
It's not
They are not
parallel.
equivalent. They are not line per se. Let alone they being parallel and equispaced. Yes, what we can say is 60, 30, 20. This variation is suggestive of electric field changing, correct?
Yes, sir.
So electric field over here will not be constant, will be changing with R. And if electric field is changing with R, as we have taken 60-30, you will write 30 is equal to E dot dr.
Yes, sir.
Okay? And E and dr are in which direction? This being not doing. E and dr are in same direction. Tell me yes or no.
Yes, sir.
E and dr, they are in same direction. If you are moving radially outward and radially outward is field, then E and dr are in the same direction. Can you say that?
Yes, sir. And DR we know.
So dr we know, but wait a minute here. Dr you know, but you cannot multiply it with dr because E is not constant.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so E is not constant. Therefore, you will have to write E as function of R. How will you write E as function of R? How will you write E as function of R? For which combination you get spherical shell as equipotential surface? For which combination we get spherical shells as equipotential surface? Come on, dear. For what charge configuration we get equipotential surfaces as shells, concentric shells?
So this one, spread charge.
What spread charge? What are you talking, Pratyush? For which configuration we get equipotential surfaces as shells, shaped as shells, concentric shells?
Discrete charge system.
Yes, discrete charge system. And how does field vary for discrete charge system? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R. Correct here?
Yes, sir.
So what will I write? Field over here, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square. What will I write? Field over here. I'll write field over here, K by R square. Got it here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then you know what to do. So potential difference is equal to K by R square into dr. Got it here?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, anyone else?
I'll share my screen. So I have sent. I'll share my screen too. Is it visible?
questions which you all are asking, please ensure that you are keeping a record of it. Because I do have recordings with me and I am keeping it intact. I may ask you any point in time for the end result of these questions. Because we are discussing, we are not solving and seeing it through the end. So I have got rights to ask later, did you see the end of the question which you did ask or questions which you did ask? Please be careful of it. Yes, Krish, show me.
Is it visible?
Not exactly. Okay, is this the one?
Yes, sir.
It's not much.
So this is the comprehension.
Sorry, I'm muted. Sorry, I'm muted, I think. Can
So
you
you're
hear
on
us,
mute.
sir?
Okay,
Sorry,
okay,
I'm
okay,
muted.
Yeah. I'm audible. Am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is the formula for field at on the axis of disk at a
Yes,
distance
sir.
x.
Yes, sir. This is the comprehension. Sir. This is the question, sir.
And then they asked you on cylinder, the electric
Yes,
field strength on the axis, just a minute. The electric field strength whose distance from near face of cylinder is L. Can you read the first line, Krish? What is it? The electric field. Yes.
The electric field strength on the axis of a cylinder, length L, radius R, at a point P whose distance from the nearer face of the cylinder R is small r.
So this is a different question. We can try this question in isolation, Krish. The electric field.
Sir, the first one, can you show the first one?
Just a minute. Yeah, keep it this only, Krish. It's okay.
Yes,
The
sir.
electric field strength on the axis of a cylinder, length L, radius R. Okay, they didn't mention what cylinder it is anyway. At a point P whose distance from nearer face of the cylinder is smaller.
And the third question is all the more different, sir. So consider a cylinder of radius R, length L, having a charge distributed uniformly over its volume.
No, we can try these questions. Has got nothing to do with the comprehension that they got you. Why did they do this? I don't know. But I need to read this question once. Just a minute. Let me go through it and let me see that it can be tried. Rho is not, charge distribution is not given. So let us assume that charge distribution is uniform. Is it okay? So charge distribution is rho. And we are finding field. We are to find field at point P whose distance from the nearer face. Nearer face is smaller, right? Yeah. So let me draw the case for you.
So can I stop screen share?
Yeah, you can. So we are assuming as the answer, the options are in row. So I'm assuming the cylinder to be solid in nature. So this is cylinder to me, solid rigid cylinder to me. And I'm to find field here. Here means at a distance r from, small r from one of its face. And given to me that rho is the distribution. That is fine, Krish. Can be done. We'll cut it into a small disk here. We'll cut it into a small disk. Got it? Take a disk. Take a disk. The radius of cylinder is given to you, capital R. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So what you will do, you will assume that this disk is of thickness dx. And you are to, from this disk, find at distance x what field will get established due to this disk.
So what is point P, sir?
Point P is where where they want to find field, correct?
So that will be
Yes,
at
sir.
R. It's at R, right? Point P.
A small distance smaller.
Are from the nearer face. That is what they have mentioned, correct?
So point P
Yes,
is the point at R, distance R.
From one face. This is point P.
Yeah.
So that is where we want to find effect. Effect due to cylinder, right, Krish?
Yes, sir.
So we will find what will be effect due to one disk and integrate for the rest.
Okay. Yes, sir. I'll try it, sir.
That's the reason they have given you what is for a disk, though it's not required. We know what field it can generate. So you will get in terms of X, and charge you will get in terms of sigma. Sigma will be over here, rho given to you. Rho should be multiplied with length, correct?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So length over here will be dx. Fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
And that we
so what if they make it like inner and outer radius cylinder then?
inner and outer, if they do, then you will have to first be known to what is field due to annular. And that also is simple. If you have inner and outer this way, then what we do, we calculate for total and carve this part out.
We scalarly minus it?
Yes, it's a scalar quantity. Field will be only on the x-axis or the axis. So we can go ahead with scalar addition or subtraction.
So here will be scalar subtraction.
Yeah, subtraction.
Okay.
Scalar subtraction. Okay, any other question? What was the other one? The second part, Krish?
The third one was, consider a cylinder of radius r and length L having a charge distributed uniformly over its volume. The cylinder can be assumed to be made up of large number of disks, each of thickness dx. The surface charge density of one such disk will be.
The surface charge density of one such disk will be. So it isn't continuous, the question. What will be surface charge density of this one? Will be rho
Sigma.
into dx.
Yeah, sigma.
Okay. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Sigma will be rho into dx. Isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But sir, rho into dx is there in the option.
Yeah.
Into dx is there. Is there?
It's there, sir. First option is there. That's the first option.
They misplaced it. This should have come earlier than the second one. Before the second. Because in second one you require this, correct?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Anyway, and any other question, please?
Sir, so for the annular disk, we're going to use the same field formula of E due to disk, and because if they make it a cylinder, then you have to integrate.
Yes. First you will use this formula, and if it is cylinder, then you'll have to integrate.
Okay.
Aditya, Pratyush, nothing to ask?
No, sir, I don't have my books here. Like, I'm only doing stuff from online things, so yeah.
Where have you put up?
Sir, I've come to Tirupati, my native, so.
Okay, Pratyush.
Hello?
Ask.
No, sir, there is no question as such.
Okay.
So page number 190.
Shivama, 190.
Question number 15.
Page 190, question number 15. 15.
Find
part. Equivalent resistance. This one.
Yeah, so the B part of it.
Find equivalent resistance of the network shown in figure between points A and B. The switch is open and the switch is closed. When switch is open, you know, when you close the switch here, then they will be in parallel combination, correct? When you close switch, then they are, if you close switch means you are shorting it. Then 6 and 12 and 6 and 12, they are to be in parallel combination, right? So this in parallel with this. So 612 will be 6 into 12 divided by 6 plus 12. So 6 into 12 divided by 18 and 6 into 12 divided by 18.
But sir, if how will they be in parallel? There's the port A going out from the middle.
Where dear?
Oh. Between 6 and 12, there's another wire going to A, right?
Yeah, that is what is making it parallel. If that wire is not there, then they will not be parallel. Initially, they have said that you have open circuit. This is 12. This is
okay.
12.
So one side potential is VA and other side is of the switch.
Yes.
Okay.
Now when you connect it, this side is A and this side is whatever. Right? So they become parallel, they become parallel.
Okay.
The two parallel will be in series. The equivalent of the two parallel. Other questions there?
The 18th one.
18th one. 18. In the circuit shown in figure, E, F, G, H are cells given to you. Okay. The resistance 2, 1, 3 and 1. The resistance 2, 1, 3 and 1. Okay. Resistance values being given to you respectively. Calculate potential difference between B and D and potential difference across the terminal of cells. See, these questions should not be any problem to you. I'm getting your methodology. If there are problems coming with the mesh analysis, again a term we are using from engineering field, it is called loop analysis or mesh analysis. And what is that to us? We take a general question. We take any question. This only I am taking. So there are two cells. Here, one cell over here. Some resistance, let us say, some resistance. And the other cell over here. And again, third cell. There is one more cell, I presume. No, there is not. So this is already registered to us. And then there is a cell here, polarity. Whichever it may be, I'm writing for a general case. Okay, take any polarity. I'm marking them as R1, E1, E2, R2, E3, R3, E4, R4, and this is R. Now, you want to find current. You can begin with, and this is theory portion for all of you. You can begin with, let current in this be I1. Let current in this be I1. This is mesh analysis here, and this is taken from first year of engineering. Let current in this be I1.
Sir, in what?
And let current in this be I2.
In this
Let
means the resistor.
What,
are we talking about the resistor here? I1 and
R2. We are talking of the loop. We are talking of the loop. Collection of loop is called mesh. So we are talking of one loop. We are writing for one loop current I1, but you'll have to decode it. By that, what I mean? I mean that in this, it is not shared. So what current will flow is I1. In this, which is shared, I1 will flow this way and I2 will flow up. So what current will eventually flow in it? From top, which is small a to B, is I1 minus I2. Got it?
Yes, sir.
What will flow in this one is again I1. That is what is meant by this symbol. I repeat. What will flow in the one which has got nothing to do with other is I1. Now when I am moving from A to B, because I have to close the loop. So when I am moving from A to B, I1 flows from A to B, but I2 flows from, it is common. It is common. So I2 flows from B to A, as it is this way, clockwise. So I2 will flow from B to A. Therefore, through this branch, what current will flow is I1 minus I2. Now, how do we write equation? Check. I1 into R1 plus E1 plus I1 minus I2. I'm assuming I1 is greater. So plus I1 minus I2 into R. Then minus of E2. Minus of E2. And then plus of I into R2. I came to the point from where I began my journey, correct? Yeah.
So, can you please explain once more the loop?
I1, this I1 will flow. So I1 into R1, this part done. Then
Yes, sir.
this. Put a KVL. KVL is what I'm writing. No rocket science out here. Minus of plus of E1. Then from here to here, assuming I1 to be greater. I1 minus I2 into R. Then I go up. When I go up, I'm moving from lower potential to high potential, so minus E2. And then in this, what current will flow? This is not being shared, so I1 only will flow. So plus of I1 into R2 is equal to 0, correct?
Yes, sir.
This is for the top one. Accordingly, we can do for the bottom one. Tell me for the bottom one, E4, correct? E4 plus I2R4, agreed? E4 plus I2R4. Then I come over here. Minus E3. Minus E3 plus I2 into R3. Now it will be governed by now. It depends on which one is to call short. The one which is in picture, which we are discussing on, is to call short. So as I'm moving from B to A, what will you write? You will write I2 minus I1 whole multiplied with R. Got it, yeah? B to A. So B this way, I2, and this way, I1. So I2 minus I1 whole multiplied with R. This is VB minus VA is equal to what to us? 0 to us. Got it?
So this is VA minus VA.
Yes, dear. This is VB minus VA. Previous was VA minus VB. Now it is VB minus V.
So VA minus VB is 0.
No, how can you say VA minus VB is 0? That will happen when I1 is equal to I2.
No, sir. So here we applied KVL as VA minus VF and then VB minus VB equals to 0. Right?
I could get you. Here we apply KVL. KVL is for this loop. When I'm taking KVL for this loop, I'm getting VA minus VB as I2 minus I1 into R. And when I'm taking this loop, then I'm getting VB minus V as I1 minus I2 into R. But why will I add them? If I add them, then I'll be getting for the longer loop, the larger one.
No,
So that
sir.
is not
The equals to 0 on right hand side is because of VA minus VA. Like we start from 1
0. Correct. That is KVL. I began my journey from B and I came at B.
Yeah.
Whichever point you are starting with, you are to culminate. Right? So if you're culminating on same point, then it will be equal to 0. And now how many unknowns? Please see for yourself. There are two equations, two unknowns, correct?
I1, I2, yeah.
I1 and I2. We can solve them, correct?
Yes.
So that is the methodology which we use. This is what is called the mesh rule. Yes, and other questions? Will you be able to solve it now? Solve it, check once.
Yeah. Yeah, sir. It's an exact question. See.
I have a question. This reminds me of a question which came in IIT. I need to ask you that question. That's featured already in IIT. Yet, we'll try ask on register. What has featured is capacitor. I'm trying to make it equal.